Good evening and welcome to Joe's Pub. The show will be starting in a few minutes and we'd like to thank you all for joining us. As we gather after so long apart, we ask that all audience members wear masks when moving throughout the space and while seated when not eating or drinking. Thank you for joining us and helping us to reopen safely. We hope you enjoy the show.
Hi. I'm so glad you're here on a Monday. Aw. You know, usually there's a second show. Which means that usually I would have to, only play for an hour. The second show got canceled. Folkies Run Wild. So, I'm going to wear it out. I'm going to go for an hour and a half. As you know, this song is about starting a relationship with the kind of conversation that most people would only have after they've been broken up for years. The honest conversation where there's nothing to hide, no reason to hide it. Secret of a happy marriage, maybe you should write this down. I wanna keep our love together, the best ways to end it now. Cause when you both know it's over, suddenly the truth comes out. You can talk about your secret passion, you can talk about your restless doubt. When there's no pretending, the truth is safe to say. Start with the ending, get it out of the way. Now there's no defending best way to begin. To begin, start with the ending. Why? 'Cause after you both decided you were missing something that you needed, the ways you were too short-sighted get easier for you to see. And after all the expectations shatter on the kitchen floor, you just see another human suffering, and you wonder what the war was for. When there's no pretending, the truth is safe to say. Start with the ending, get it out of the way. Now there's no defending, no one has to win. Start with the ending is the best way to begin. To begin, start with the ending. Happy anniversary, darling. We go back a long, long time. I think about our lives together. So grateful you are here in mine. I know you'll keep on changing. You're moving in this dance with me. I love the way we embrace the future and keep the past a memory. So there's no defending that the old ways could remain. We start with the ending, things will never be the same. Now there's no pretending, no one has to win. Start with the ending is the best way to begin. To begin, start with the ending. Imagine walking past a guitar store. There's a guitar in the window there that has a little tag on it that says classic. I'm thinking, oh, come on, that's no classic. I remember when that was new. Oh. Okay, see how that works. There's a guitar here in the window I'd like to play before it's sold. Such a classic, mint condition, great shape for one this old. All these axes have their stories of the gigs that they have seen. But when this one sold the first time, I was 17. Of course, back then, I didn't want it. It was way too new for me. I needed something old and righteous with its own authority. So the first guitar I ever bought was twice as old as me, 'cause its life was full of music as I dreamed that mine might be. And I played that thing 1,000 nights and traded it away for something slightly newer that was easier to play. But now lately I buy new guitars, shiny as a hearse. I still like the look of road wear, but the roles have been reversed. But now this thing is a classic, and I still don't need to buy. Yeah, the old ones have their stories, but by now, so do I. It works a little bit like espresso. I just don't think it's good for me. I like a triple shot of morning terror, good for pumping up my heart rate. The new conspiracies are very scary. It's propaganda, but it works great. pouring over with the horror story. Under the hopper till my head's full. Believe the evil ones are coming for me. Makes me edgy like a Red Bull. I like to go for the jolt. I love the soon we'll all be dead thrill. I go for the jolt. The paranoia and the red pill. I go for the jolt. Worried enough to make the dread kill. Ready to bolt. I like to go for the jolt. Falling victim to an algorithm, tracking my searches at a fast pace. Disappeared into a wormhole prison. Disinformation makes my heart race. I'm watching everything they recommended. What I believe is looking real clear. I'm pretty certain that the world has ended. I love the rush of feeling fake fear. So I go for the jolt. So we'll all be dead. Thrill, I go for the jolt. Paranoia and the red pill. I go for the jolt. Worried enough to make the dread kill. Ready to bolt. I like to go for the jolt. 'Cause it's hard for me to feel alive unless my fear in overdrive. So I go for the jolt. I love the soon we'll all be dead thrill. I go for the jolt. The paranoia and the red pill. I go for the jolt. Worried enough to make the dread kill. Ready to bolt. I like to go for the jolt. There by your side for the last long goodbye. You whispered your love with a tear in your eye, and you relax into death as you breathe your last breath and let it all go with a sigh. A welcome release to cry. For we'd said all the things that we needed to say, and I sang you safe passage to be on your way. At the end of your life and the dawn of the day, there is peace as you your breathing and sweetness deep in the grieving. After all we'd been through, it was easy to do, to watch you go vacant as your spirit flew, and the hand I could hold was now lifeless and cold. Your body was there, but I knew it held not a trace of you. And we'd said all the things that we needed to say, and I sang you safe passage to be on your way. At the end of your life and the dawn of the day, there is peace as you cease your breathing, and sweetness deep in the grieving. the first year of the pandemic, I stayed really busy. I wrote lots of songs. It was nice. I had a hunch one night that I was missing something. I mean, I was missing the opportunity to feel that empty, quiet, sort of scary place that my friends were talking about. So, this is about one night when I was walking in the woods behind our house. Usually it's in the daylight where I walk in our woods. But I was up there at night and I shut off the flashlight. And I knew that at first you can't see anything. But you know, your eyes adjust. And it got me curious about some other kind of soulful aperture where I might start out thinking there's absolutely nothing happening, and then realize that that was the thing that I was supposed to be doing. As if, you know, there's nothing to do and someone's got to do it, so I got to do nothing. In other words, I wanted to feel what it was like to, you know, not have that cool little thing that I do that makes me feel good about myself, that work that I love. I love it. And yet here was an opportunity to kind of sneak ahead in life a little and think, what would that be like to be without that? So, this is just about that. I moved through the trees just by moonlight. Switch off the torch and I trust. Deep in the woods, I wait for my eyes to adjust. I'm finding my way to be winding. See, there's a new way to know. I open my senses to show me the way to go. Set down my distractions. The smart screen's too bright. I follow my heart, open my sight to the night. I just need a trace of light. I reside in the quiet and the stillness. All that empty time to think. I stare out into the blackness and I didn't blink. The whispering trees somehow soothe me. It's never as dark as it seems. I come to my senses, led by the light of my dreams. Switch off my distractions. The smart screen's too bright. I follow my heart, open my sight to the night. Just need a trace of light. Was anybody else having wild, mystical dreams during the pandemic? It's strange what went on in my dreamscape. Powerful, interesting. I would wake up and like really have to concentrate. That probably did not happen. But it was fun to really listen in to what's going on in my soul when it gets quiet. See my dream before me, and it shows me where to go. Down my distractions. The smart screen's too bright. Follow my heart, open my sight to the night. Just need a trace of light. can understand being pissed off at this next song, because this song is called Perfect Storm. Dave, it's a fucking pandemic. What's so fucking perfect about it? Well, the song is smarter than me. The song is saying, maybe there's something in this adversity, something I have a chance to open up to. You know, if it were a screenplay, you'd want some character development. We just think we don't need any more character development, right? But, well, I sing this because it knows I do. Light then cracks the darkness. For a moment I can see it's just a spark to start with, but I follow where it leads. I can't spend my whole life hiding where no soul could ever thrive. I can't live with just surviving. My heart wants to feel alive. Life is change, change looks frightening. Watch that wind, I've been warned. But I live to feel this lightning. In this perfect storm, this perfect storm. Here in this perfect storm. See that twisting cloud that's turning, where the earth and the heavens meet. I feel the voltage of this yearning for the circuit to complete. I will feel no resistance to the current that will strike. Put my life across the distance where this longing turns to light. Life is change, change looks frightening. Watch that wind, I've been warned. But I live to feel this lightning. In this perfect storm, this perfect storm. Here in this perfect storm. Washes me down to my soul when a storm of these tears pours. Carries me into the flow, that's what it's here for. Life is change, change looks frightening. Watch that wind, I've been warned. But I live to feel this lightning. In this perfect storm, this perfect storm. Here in this perfect storm. This is called Chet Baker's Unsung Swan Song. It's just my imagination of what he might have wrote on the old spiral bound before he came out that window. They don't know if he jumped or fell or was pushed, but if he was in Amsterdam, he was probably using again, so everything's trying to show him how close he is to that edge. My old addiction changed the wiring in my brain so that when it turns the switches, I am am not the same. So like the flowers toward the sun, I will follow, but stretch myself too thin. Like there's a part of me that's already buried, that sends me out into this wind. My old addiction, it's the flood upon the land. This tiny lifeboat, it could keep me dry, but my weight is all that it can stand. So when I try to lean just a little, for just a splash to cool my feet, that trickle turns out fickle, fills my boat up 5 miles deep. My old addiction makes me crave only what is best for me. But I crave just like these just this morning songbirds. See how they're craving upward from the nest to see. These tiny birds outside my window, they'll take my hand to be their mom. These open mouths will just trust and swallow anything that comes along. That's just me, my old addiction. Now the other side of day, as the springtime, my life's time turns the other way. If a swan can have a song, I think I know that tune. But the page is only scrawl, and I am gone. This afternoon. This afternoon, but the page is only scrawl, and I am gone. They're writing songs of love, but not for me. Of lucky stars above, but not for me. With love to lead the way, I found more clouds of gray than any Russian play could guarantee. I was a fool to fall and get that way. The math is correct in this next song. 20,000 days. What makes the beauty in a work of art? Is it the style or the... Oh, that's not the right tuning. That was just the wrong position. I love the guitar as a continual surprise to me. Anytime I think I'm starting to learn how to play it, I just change the tuning and make it totally wacky. And then the guitar says, "You don't know how to play me, just try anything." I say, "Okay." What makes the beauty in a work of art? Is it the style or the subject or the painter's heart? Or the smile of a woman who was sly and smart? Or a story that we've never known? And what makes the taste in a worthy wine? The name on the label or the roots of the vine? The warmth of the sun in the summertime, in the vineyard where the grapes were grown. It's the soul of it. It's the soul of it. We can't take hold of it. We don't know. What makes the measure of a stand of trees? Is it the land or the lumber or the smell of the breeze or the quiet sway that puts your mind at ease if you needed a place to go? And what kind of lifetime brings us here where we open up a moment to a million years? And what brings joy in the midst of tears when the memories start to flow? It's the soul of it. It's the soul of it. We can't take hold of it. We don't know. Looking through our pictures from our 20,000 days, the rushing disappears without a whisper. The timelessness remains. It's the soul. It's the soul of it. Can't take hold of it. We don't know. Well, imagine, if you will, being in an art museum in the middle of a pouring rain. You can hear the rain pounding on the roof. It was raining when you came in. It'll be raining when you go out. I mean, we're living in it. But you have some shelter for a while. And you know how a little boat can hold out the whole ocean? Well, the frames around those paintings, that's the crucial part, don't you think? You go to an artist and say, "Make the world beautiful." They would say, I don't have enough paint for that. But you say, just, like within the frame. And I say, okay. Where's your frame? Your relationship, family, maybe neighbors, your town meeting. How big can it be without you starting to get swamped? Don't think it's selfish to find things that inspire you, even in the midst of the shit hitting the fan. Because it's like they tell you in the life-saving class, don't swim in and drown with the person you're trying to save. Throw them something that floats, something emotionally buoyant. For me, it's this simple sound. But you can't have a song about songs. So it's about an art museum. Imagine. I'm looking at the paintings in this great museum. The news of one more shooting made me long to cry. I'd love to work for justice and for peace and freedom, but right now I need a refuge that is quiet and dry. So I come to see the beauty when the world is tragic. An umbrella stops the rain, but it won't dry the sky. And this play of light and shadow is transcendent magic, and it changes the whole universe, at least inside. In the ocean deep, when these waves are steep, every hope I keep betrays me. It's the beautiful that saves me. So I'm walking past these priceless works of famous artists, but in between those canvases, it's cold white wall. These painters found a crucible for their catharsis, but they knew that no rendition could contain it all. I'm fearful of the riptide in the sea of sorrow, and I don't have any faith to make these waters part. And if I venture out there, I would drown a martyr, and it feels so overwhelming I can barely start. In the ocean deep, when these waves are steep, every hope I keep betrays me. It's the beautiful that saves me. This is about saving each other, just with the small things. Now the woman at the coat check hands me back my raincoat. Stay warm out there, she smiles and looks me in the eye. I take her simple kindness like we're in the same boat, and we all need some protection from the storm outside. We are underneath the cloud of all this dark emotion, but I'll make it through the storm because I've warmed my heart. A wooden hull can rest above a deep, dark ocean, and a window into beauty is a place to start. In the ocean deep, when these waves are steep, every hope I keep betrays me. It's the beautiful that saves me. It's the beautiful that might be the best song of the night. And this next one may be the worst. Now, my friend Art was going to go on a bike ride with me, and he said, Dave, it's Friday afternoon. I have a little ritual. I said, okay, what? We have to watch just a little bit of YouTube. Come on, let's go for a bike ride. No, it's Friday afternoon. Okay, what do we have to do? What do I have to search for? He said, my favorite channel, Ladders and Chainsaws. Art, no. David, you have to watch it. Okay. Well, sure enough, it's a magnificent work of art. I mean, there's a guy with a 40-foot extension ladder leaned against a tree. The very top of the ladder leaned against the tree. He climbs up 2/3 of the way, reaches through the ladder with the chainsaw, and cuts the tree. What could possibly go wrong? Ladders and chainsaws and dash cams of crashes, skimming the gene pool with close-ups of smashes. Our epic failures are all on display. I watch 10 minutes of YouTube each day, backing down boat ramps in trucks that are sinking. We all have bad days, but what were they thinking? They just forgot and did not set the brake. Now there's a record of every mistake. When the tall truck hits the low bridge, I can feel the pain. I'm careless and stupid like everyone else, but now I don't feel my shame. So now that that's over with, actually, here is another song that might be the worst song of the night. This I wrote this morning, and I have to listen to it, just a tiny bit of it, because I've completely forgotten it. So luckily my phone knows everything. Can you hear this? I'll play it for you in just a sec. Okay. I think I got it. Okay. It's so good. So bad. Okay. For centuries, there have been artists who would strive to capture the subtleties of the human form in sculptures made of stone. But this song celebrates the artists who did not work in stone, but rather worked in the medium of flavor to capture the essence, and I mean the essence. I'll just have to sing it for you. Honor where I came from. I hold the soup up to my chin, close my eyes and breathe it in. Lemongrass, lime leaves, fish sauce, galangal spice transforms the broth. I mean, yum, 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 tom, yum, 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 tom, yum, yum. To honor where we came from. Now it gets philosophical. I'm grateful we get hungry, so we gather for a meal. Spicy hot communion is primal and it's real. ancient secret yearning, inspiring me to learn, to honor where I came from and savor this return. Yum, 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 sing. Yum, 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 tom, yum, 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 tom, yum, to honor where I came from. The flavor is perfection, spices find that blend, fragrances remind me of my maker and my friend. So here's to where we come from. I bow down to that truth, remembered in the scent of tom yum soup. Yum, 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 tom, don't laugh in it. Yum, 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 tom, yum, 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 tom. Somebody give me a harmony. Yum, 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 tom, yum, 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 yum. Yeah, tom, yum, 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 tom, yum, to honor where we come from. I wrote that this morning. But the idea came last night when we were cooking dinner and I was getting out the fish sauce. So, when Nance first came to visit my mom and dad many, many years ago, Nance is my wife. When she came to visit, I got some partner points out of that because she might have thought I was somewhat evolved, but she didn't realize how far back I had started. So she meets my dad. She's a little freaked out. She meets my mom. She's a little frightened. She meets my brother, and then she pulls me outside and she says, "David, you told me you had a happy childhood." And I said, "Well, yeah, I did." She said, "David, I have met your parents." So it was a little self-delusion, but I thought it was useful. So here's a song about useful self-delusion. I decided to set the scene. Imagine like you're in a small plane crash and you happen to be the only one who walks away. So like when they ask what happened, you just kind of make up a good one. I was the lone survivor when we landed in the field. Full investigation never was revealed. The hurt got covered over, never really healed. The scars are on the inside, the evidence was sealed. But the way I tell the story, I just brushed off the dirt. I landed in a haystack, barely tore my shirt. Because what good would it do me? Just replay the past. Accidents will happen, this one happened fast. So I'll look to where I'm going instead of where I've been. I won't deny my history, but I'll give it quite a spin. So the way I tell the story, I just brushed off the dirt. I landed in a haystack, barely tore my shirt. If I'm the only witness, then the story's up to me. If no one else has lived to tell, no one can disagree. Crawling from the wreckage, my childhood up in flames, burning down the spiral of alcohol and shame. But the way I tell the story, I just brushed off the dirt. I landed in a haystack, barely tore my shirt. Since I'm the only witness, well, I tell you what I'll do. I'll make a hero's journey of the shit that I've been through. I saw the blaze, turned around and ran before it blew. You can say I crashed and burned, but I can't say I flew. I flew. It was a simple little creek crossing, but there's a lot of slippery slopes in my life. Sometimes this song is about different things aside from just something that happened on a hiking trip. I think sometimes this song is about, like, for example, you know, if I'm in a conversation and I feel like, oh, now I've got something to say, I've got a comeback that'll really, I sort of like take a minute and I think, is that going to deepen the conversation? Or just end the conversation. So sometimes I'm grateful for this song. It shows up in lots of different ways. At the place where this footpath comes down to the river, there's a swift flowing waterway, chilly and clear. I can wade if I'm careful, but the creek bed is slippery, and it taught me a lesson the last time I was here. I was facing this crossing like a challenge to conquer. All I saw was an obstacle blocking my way, and when I rushed to get past it, that slate was so slippery that I fell in the current and got carried away. Take my time in this moment, ripe with choice, full of hope. Just before I step out on that slippery slope. I face this same river with a chance to start over, and the water is swirling around where I stand. But my goal is to balance and let go of frustration, as if my destination is to be where I am. Take my time in this moment, ripe with choice, full of hope. Just before I step out on that slippery slope. My map shows where I plan on camping, but my next step is my one concern. To put myself right where I'm standing is the lesson I'm trying to learn. This song works. I love it. Every time I sing it, I just am like, okay. Take my time in this moment, ripe with choice, full of hope. Just before I step out on that slippery slope. Well, you know I have a lot of songs about sort of wanting to not screw up my life. songs about navigation, songs about like how to aim for the life that will feel real and good, you know? But this song, this is a different way of navigating. When I met my friend Vern, he had a beautiful view of the ocean. And there was a little altar inside that window. And on the altar, instead of things that ought to belong on a sacred space, there was something really weird. I said, Vern, what's with the shoes? And he said, well, I was working in what I thought was my dream job. I was just really unhappy. I didn't know how to fix it. And I was working for IBM. I was living in Minneapolis. It was winter. I was just getting ready for work. I was going to put my suit on, you know, get my clothes on, and I put my shoes on and laced them up, and I pulled them off like a 2-year-old would do, you know? And I laughed at myself, Vern says, because, okay, you're miserable, but this isn't going to change anything. What? I'm not wearing shoes? Are you a 2-year-old? Vern doesn't wear shoes. Lives in San Diego. He turned his skills into his own business. So this is his story. I just made it rhyme. I woke up knowing things had changed. I dreamed a dream that seemed so strange. That twisted knot would not come free. Those business shoes were killing me. That morning as I laced them tight, my soul knew something was not right. I was a ship in harbor, safely moored. I was chairman of the wheelie board. I was the lost man, bossed man. Grab the dice, you only get one toss, man. Learning not to gamble when you can't afford the cost, man. The day I quit was all a blur. I came home to explain to her. She agreed, it seemed so clear. We should not waste another year. Someone's bound to fill that role, live on loans and sell their soul. But we gave up the pain and strife for a smaller house and a bigger life. No more lost man, bossed man. Grab the dice, you only get one toss, man. Learning not to gamble when you can't afford the cost, man. They say the clothes will make the man do the things he cannot stand. I walked around in my own hell, life that never fit me well. I'll give these brogues another shine. I'll place them on their window shrine. I'll never throw these shoes away. If not for them, I might have stayed being the lost man, bossed man. Grab the dice, you only get one toss, man. Learning not to gamble when you can't afford the cost, man. Can't afford the cost. So as you know, I do custom songs. It started accidentally. Somebody called my manager and said, I need a Dave song so that I can get therapy immediately without having to get an appointment and get to my therapist. And my manager, of course, said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, well, I just need to talk to Dave about this thing that happened in my childhood, and he can reframe it and write a song about it, and then I can get to it, like, quickly. And my manager politely says, I'll ask him, but... So, it was lovely, and that started it, because I just mentioned that I did this, and then there have been lots of calls, like more than 50, and it's fascinating. And there was only one guy who was really pissed off that I was doing this. He was talking to my manager about, like, this isn't legal. And eventually my manager said, excuse me, but are you a therapist? So this is a song commissioned by a woman in her 90s who was in a lot of pain, and she just wanted to invite her family to be there when she left. So she said, you know, it's got to be a fun song. I want to invite my family, if they want to be there. And they need to know that I'm okay. It's been a great life. They've done nothing wrong. And, you know, make the song, I don't know, invite them. It's been a time we had some laughs, but really I just can't stay. Dinner with wine, dressed up so fine. We saw a lovely play. The curtain is slowly closing. I will turn on my heels and wave. It's been a time, but really I just can't stay. I'm sleepy. It's been a day and most of the night. Cobblestones wet with rain. All of the lights shine on the water. Time I was on my way. Back across the moonlit river, I'll be crossing that bridge alone. Why stay around when all of my friends are gone? I'm leaving. Ba, 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 ba. La, 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 la. Let me return to the wind again. I've had my share of fun. It's been a time, but I know my time is done. Believe me, it's been a life clear to the end. I had to find my way. Pain and the strife, lovers and friendships, we had a fine soiree. Now is the time to say goodbye. Trust me that I'm okay. It's been a time, but really I just can't stay. No way. It's been a time, but really I just can't stay. wait to play the song that includes the rumble. I hope it happens at the right time. I have a song that mentions the rumble. But not this one. I gotta wait. This is just a song about loving your quirky life just like it is. Nothing to fix. Now when the paint jar tipped off of the table, you watched as it started to fall. Glass popped, shattered and splattered, and paint spray hit the wall. Bright blue glossy enamel across the kitchen floor. You said, good God, look at that pattern. I've never seen that before. Leave it like it is. Never mind the turpentine. Just leave it like it is. It's fine. Now when the paint dried, you gave it a title. You called it Kitchen Blue. A white frame painted around it, and gallery lighting too. The rich folks come over to dinner. They all want one of their own. They say, how much? Who's the artist? And my, what a beautiful home. Leave it like it is. Never mind the turpentine. Just leave it like it is. It's fine. Now most folks suffer in sorrow, thinking they're just no good. They don't match the magazine model as close as they think they should. They live just like the paint by numbers. The teacher would be impressed. A lifetime of follow the line, so it's just like all of the rest. Leave it like it is. Never mind the turpentine. Just leave it like it is. It's fine. This is the song with the rumble. It's a New York City song. So, what would you do? Walking across the street, there's a cell phone that is dropped right in the crosswalk, and it hasn't been run over yet. What do? Well, you pick it up and you say, hey, who dropped a cell phone? Shouting to both sides of the street, right? Nobody. Y'all got your cell phones? There's one right here. Nobody. How could it have not been run over? Okay, just put it in your pocket, right? Eventually it'll ring, and you can say, hey, I just found this phone. Where do I send it? You know the drill. You carry it around all evening. Nobody calls. Bring it home, charge it up. Make sure the ringer's on. Carry it around the next day. The third day, it rings. Hello. There's an awkward silence. You hear somebody, they're not talking. Hello? You hear a woman's voice say, I just had to call his number one more time. Who are you? I just found the phone on the street, and I'm happy to send it to whoever. Who should I send it to? And she says, well, he won't be needing it. But do you have a minute? Me? Yeah, what? Well, I know you're not him, she says, but, you know, it's his number, and there's just stuff I need to say. Can you listen? Yeah. What would you do? Stop walking, right? You gotta lean back against the building that's right beside you because it's gonna take a big antenna. You're being asked to answer in a way that's not just your opinion. You're being asked to listen deep. I answer to a name that's not my own. My hello is always warm and tender. A month ago I found a dead man's phone. I'm standing in for someone they remember. I talk to his old friends who still will call. Their small talk always leads to bigger wondering. I hear what goes unspoken in them all. Like underneath the city sidewalk, there's the rumbling. Then his lover tells me memories they made. She recalls the first time that she kissed him. Eventually his phone bill won't be paid. But for now I take the calls for those who miss him. I hear the tears inside a voice that's old. He sighs and says he's grateful to be talking. I answer that the night does not feel cold. And he asks me to describe where I am walking. I say the fragrance is spectacularly sweet. There's a bakery right here on 37th. The smell of bread and pastries fills the street. And I feel like I'm the eyes and ears of heaven. Midnight New Year's Eve above Times Square. Moving toward the light that makes the night glow. It's raining down confetti in my hair. And the street looks like I'm standing on a rainbow. And we're all counting down the seconds on the clock. Is he asking for forgiveness or redemption? The call ends as the ball begins to drop. And the phone just goes on searching for reception. dozen good time friendships, but my heart is still unknown. I thought I saw your footsteps in the sand along the shore, and I mumbled empty phrases that sang so well before. Now inches from the water, about to disappear, I feel you behind me, but how did you find me here? I couldn't reach for rescue, I hid myself from you. I couldn't stand to see me from your point of view, 'cause I knew I'd disappoint you if I showed to you this child who was crying out inside me, lost in the wild. Now inches from the water, about to disappear, I feel you behind me, but how did you find me here? I feel you behind me, laughing in the water, wash away the tear. I feel you behind me, but how did you find me here? Tank is full, the switch is on, the night is warm, cops are gone, the rocket bike is all her own, it's called a hurricane. She told me once it's quite a ride, she said that there's this place inside where if you're moving you can't hide, safe within the rain. She wants to run away, nowhere that she can go, nowhere the pain won't come again. Now she can hide in the pouring rain. She rides the eye of the hurricane. Tell the truth, explain to me how you got this need for speed. Well, she laughed and said, might just be the next best thing to love. But hope is gone, and she confessed that when you lay your dream to rest, can get what's second best, but it's hard to get enough. She wants to run away, but there's nowhere that she can go, nowhere the pain won't come again. Now she can hide in the pouring rain. She rides the eye of the hurricane. We saw her ride so fast last night, racing, oh yeah. Riding quick, the street was dark. The shiny truck she thought was parked had blocked her path, stopped her heart, but not the hurricane. She saw her chance to slip the trap. There's just the room to pass in back, but then it moved, closed the gap. She never felt the pain. She wanted to run away, but there's nowhere that she can go, nowhere the pain won't come again. Now she can hide in the pouring rain. She rides the eye of a hurricane. She rides the eye of a hurricane. Well, I don't look all that ragged for all the time it's been, but I'm weakened underneath me where my frame is rusted thin. And this year's state inspection I just barely passed. Won't you drive me across the country, boy? This year could be my last. I'm that tail-fin road locomotive from the days of cheap gasoline. And I'm for sale by the side of the road, going nowhere, a rusty old American dream. I rolled off the line in Detroit back in 1958. Spent 3 days in the showroom, that's all I had to wait. I've been good to all who own me, so have no fear. Come on, boy, put your money down and get me out of here. Harmony, I'm that tail-fin road locomotive from the days of cheap gasoline. And I'm for sale by the side of the road, going nowhere, rusty old American dream. Nice harmony. This car needs a young man to own it, one who will polish the chrome. I will give you the rest of my lifetime. Don't let me die here alone. Just jump me some juice to my battery. Give that old starter a spin. Hear me whir, sputter, backfire through the carburetor, roar into life once again. I am that tail-fin road locomotive. You can polish my chrome so clean, and we can fly off into the sunset together. A rusty old American dream, still running. By the way, do you know where that's stolen from? Still running. Same chord, same melody, same words. still running against the wind, running against the wind, still running a rusty old American dream. Thank you much. I have brief announcements for you. The announcements are three things. There's, first of all, there's the Wilcox Weekend. Usually it happens in May. This year, September 8th or something. It's on my website. But what's the Wilcox Weekend? Well, it's a gathering of people who want to talk about how to sustain creativity long term. And there's lots of music, but it's not just about music. So the other announcements, and this is all on my website, davidwilcox.com. In June, there's a barge trip in France, and it's beautiful. It's a small barge going on the old, narrow canals. There's only like 9 or 12 cabins, I can't remember. But my manager just told me that somebody had to cancel, so there's a cabin. So get on the website, the barge trip, check it out. It's gonna be really fun. What was the other announcement? Okay, Wilcox Weekend, barge trip. Oh, the Ireland trip. That's in August, also on my website. Fascinating, interesting, change your life kind of stuff. And the CDs are here. I have flyers about the Wilcox Weekend, so you can take a flyer if you like. The CDs are right there. That one is called The View from the Edge. You may not have it. It's a few years old. But it will serve you well. And, just throw some money up here. Put a CD in your pocket. Put a 20 on the stage. We're good. I trust you. It's not like it's New York or anything. So, we're going to finish at 8:30 exactly. We have 3.5 more minutes. Let's see what we can do. I think it's got to be... Did I hear a request? Oh, I know what I got to play. Whoa! This is a good song. Wow. I don't know about that other shit, but watch this. This is another sort of change your life song. This is a song that I wrote a couple weeks ago. There was a tribute for a singer who was sort of the heart of the Asheville singer-songwriter community who just died. And it's a very happy song, as you'll see. But the fascinating thing about Jimmy Landry, was that about 17 years ago, he had this massive heart attack, and the doctors said, "Oh my God, you're going to live a couple months, maybe 6. Get your affairs in order, so to speak, you know." And so a year later, the doctors were like, well, you got more time than we thought, but you're going out. And then a couple years and a couple more years, and eventually the doctor's like, "Jimmy, what are you doing? This little broken heart of yours is going strong." And it lasted 17 years until he just died in his sleep. But there were so many musicians in my community around Asheville who gathered to sing songs about Jimmy because, you know, he was quirky and fun and daring, especially daring with his heart. Especially, you know, like 15 years ago, he was telling me this story of the doctors being incredulous, saying, "Come on, Jimmy, what are you doing? We have to tell our other patients." And he said to the doctors, "I take a walk each day, and every time I talk to someone, I tell them thank you, and I look them in the eyes and I say, I love you." Who does that? Jimmy had a good heart that was pretty much broken, but he so loved living, he just kept it going. Jimmy lived fully, like his time was borrowed, like he'd won each moment in a game with sorrow. Jimmy had a good heart with a scar in the middle, keeping time to the music like a two-string fiddle. He kept the fiddle bow going, and he could rock that tune. He played loud, just knowing he'd be leaving soon. Jimmy gave his heart so easily. He smiled with such surprise. He would gaze at everything he'd see with those wide open eyes. The doctor said to Jimmy, keep doing what you do, 'cause whatever you're doing must be good for you. Jimmy told the doctor he took a walk each day, and what he felt inside, he found the words to say. Jimmy gave his heart so easily. He smiled with such surprise. And he gazed at everything he'd see with those wide open eyes. The doctors were impressed that in the face of death, he chose to live so deeply and so long. His heart beat fast, he knew it wouldn't last. He'd tell you that his weakness made him strong. Jimmy had a good heart, he had cleared it out, leaving nothing but loving. He went and left no doubt. He said gratitude saved him, beauty made him weep. He had a clear conscience when he went to sleep. Jimmy had a good heart, he was never shy. He would tell you that he loved you before he said goodbye. Thank you. And I love you. CDs, throw money.
Take these chains from my heart and set me free. You've grown cold and no longer care for me. All my faith in you is gone, but the heartaches linger on. Take these chains from my heart and set me free. Take these tears from my eyes and let me see just a spark of the love that used to be. If you love somebody new, let me find a new love too. Take these chains